This is a video for the Hong Kong people, especially those who are protesting right now. It really hurts me to see so many Hong Kong people who just don't really understand their own culture and their own history out there protesting. To me, it's a clear case of the Stockholm Syndrome, where the oppressed love their oppressors, where the victims love the people who committed violence upon them. And let's be straight, the only reason why the Stockholm Syndrome is so strong in Hong Kong is because of the white skin of the Westerners. This is so depressing, and it's so hard to fix. But let's take a look at the Hong Kong history. Why was Hong Kong created? Hong Kong was created because England was selling opium to Chinese mainland, selling it through Hong Kong, through Guangdong, into mainland China. They got a third of the Chinese population hooked on opium and stole millions of pounds of silver through their drug trade. It was not until the army beat them back to the island of Hong Kong that this lease treaty was agreed on. And not only was it a bad lease treaty, but it also forced Chinese to pay reparations for the war. It's a really troubling time, and it's a very black part of the history of England's occupation of Hong Kong. So throughout the occupation, do you think that England cared at all for the Hong Kong people? Let's take a look at World War II. This is a number that every Hong Kong person needs to remember. 18 days. That's all the time that England gave in defense of Hong Kong before they handed it over to the vicious Japanese invaders. They knew what was going to happen to the Hong Kong people. They knew that the beheadings would start right away. But you weren't worth 3 weeks of the English military's time. You really think that England has any love for Hong Kong? England only loves the English. Now let's take a look at after World War II. After America bombed the crap out of Japan, what happened? Did Hong Kong get independence? No. The English came back. They resumed their position as your lords and you as their servants. And for the duration of their occupation, they lived in the big mansions of Central, while the Hong Kong people lived in hovels. You're still in homes less than 500 square feet, 50 square meters. Multiple people living in them. This is your freedom? Now let's look at what happened since Hong Kong got handed back to China. Your housing prices have gone up 350% because of the economic policies of China. Your crime has gone down 50% because of the Chinese police system. You still have all your freedoms. You have more freedom now because you have advantages in China that no Westerner has. And many of you have taken advantage of it. How come you're so anti-China? I live in mainland China. I see it every day. I see Hong Kong people come to play, come to invest, and then go back to Hong Kong. It's one country, it's one land, it's one people. Stop your protests. Stop this obvious mental illness that you have for your former slave masters.